Hey guys, welcome to Project Homestead. Today is a little mishmash, because I've been in bed for 3 days. I came down this morning to get some water and I noticed some of them are dying. Look, three of them. They don't look okay, they do. They look completely dead. I didn't give up on them. I went ahead and transferred these over to pots as well, but I'll show you that in a minute. So I got my son to come out and help me to, I guess I'm showing you some tomatoes there. I got my son to come out and help me put some dirt into the pots there because it hurts really bad for me to bend over right now. So he gladly agreed to help out and go ahead and put some dirt in there for me. And then he put some plant food in there and then he mixed it up. He was so helpful and so willing to help me out, which I was very grateful because he has a sore throat and he still really wanted to help me out. So I was grateful for that. I went to pick up the pot and then I dropped it, as you can see there. So I sent my son to go and get me some different ones. And we found these plastic ones here. You can see these two plastic pots there. And so we went ahead and we wet the soil quite a lot because it was very dry. And then we just, well, not we, I transferred the seedlings over. It doesn't hurt as bad to stand right now, so I can stand probably for like 10-15 minutes and be okay. So I went ahead and I took these seedlings and I planted them. I planted the ones that definitely weren't dead, and then I also planted the ones that were kind of sad looking, kind of hoping that they'll come back to life. It's more just kind of like a test. So I went ahead and did that. I also went out and had my son come with me, and then we found some more pots, but I didn't record that. You'll see that in a minute. We found some more pots, and then we planted up all of the ground cherries and then stuck them underneath the heat lamp again, the grow lights. I thought while we were on the topic of ground cherries, I would go outside and show you how the one looks that I planted straight from seed into the ground. So there you go. I will keep you posted on the ground cherries, but for now they're in bigger pots, so fingers crossed. Then I wanted to tackle something that I've been wanting to tackle for a very long time. I've had this sourdough starter for no joke a year, and I've been feeding it and keeping it alive. As you can see there, I think I've kept it alive. It doesn't smell bad, so we're going to go ahead and try to use it today. And so I thought this would be a really simple thing for me to go ahead and try. It's something that just freaks me out. I don't know why. It just, like, sourdough feels like so next level, so hard. So I went over to Mary's Nest, which, if you haven't heard about her channel and you love traditional cooking, you must check her out. Her channel is Mary's Nest. I'll link her channel down below, and I'll also link the bread recipe that I am using, which is her bread recipe that I'm using here. It's like a no-fail sourdough, which sounded perfect for me because it does scare me a little bit. Not scare me, but it just makes me nervous. So I went ahead and I started putting it all together. As you can see what I'm doing here, I won't put the recipe down below or anything. Like I said, I'll link her video down below, and if you hit her video and then go to her description box, then you can actually find the written recipe. If you don't want to watch her make the sourdough, you can go ahead and watch the written recipe. So I'm just going to go ahead and play some music over while you guys see me go through the process of making the sourdough, and then I will come back. Oh, the vinegar, actually, she didn't put that in her recipe, but she did mention that using vinegar helps your dough to rise, and I thought the vinegar would also make the dough a bit more sour, and I really like a really sour dough, so I went ahead and I put that in there. I didn't knead it for very long, as you could see there. I stuck it into the Thermomix to finish the dough kneading process because it was hurting my back really bad. So I went ahead and let the Thermomix do it, which, as you can see, it did a great job. And then I went to go and put the flour into a bowl, which, shaking it up and down, as you can see right there, it was just tweaking my back. And so I went ahead and I had my husband come over and get the rest of the dough out for me. I just feel so frustrated that I can't do these things right now, but I'm trying to be really patient because usually I will just push through things and then make it worse. So I'm trying to be really patient and this is my husband telling me off for not having him come over and help me in the first place. So yeah, here we are. We got the dough out. And then you're supposed to form it into kind of like a little bit of a ball and then put a little bit of flour on top of it. So that's what I'm going to go ahead and do here. My husband came over and got me a tea towel because he is wonderful and very loving and worries about me. And so he gave me a tea towel and I covered it like I'm supposed to. And then I stuck it on top of our little Cuisinart air fryer oven there. And as you can see, the dough right there. And then this is the dough actually 30 minutes later. And then you're supposed to take a piece of parchment paper, put some flour down on it, and then this is where you're going to fold the dough. So you're going to have to get the dough out, and then you fold it 4 times, which I'll go ahead and I'll show you. I really liked the way that Mary from Mary's Nest explained how to fold it. She said to fold it like you would an envelope. Sorry, not an envelope. To fold it like you would a letter. So you flatten it out a bit there, and then you fold it over like one side of the paper, and then fold it over the other side of the paper, kind of like you would a letter. And then you get it out, and you stretch it, and you fold it over again like you would a letter. The first fold there, and then the next fold. So a total of 4 times. Then you're going to go ahead and fold it into, well, shapes, not fold. You're going to shape it into a ball, and then you're going to put it with the parchment paper and cover that, and I believe you leave it for an hour and a half, but again, you'd have to check her recipe on how long you leave it, but it's supposed to look something like this. Mary said to leave it in a warm place to rise, so I went ahead and stuck my oven on a low heat. This is the dough 30 minutes later. I'm not sure I'm seeing much of a rise, but that could be my fault. I could have killed my starter. I'm not sure. This is all an experiment. You're supposed to cook it in a Dutch oven, which I don't have, so I took the inside of my Instapot and then took a pie sheet, and I'm going to go ahead and use that. And then this is my son putting in the Instapot into a cool oven, so don't worry, it is a cool oven, and he's going to go ahead and put it in there so that it can warm up. I took it out after the rest of the 30 minutes that my dough needed to rest, and then I went and I scored the dough. It didn't kind of like expand apart too much, so I'm not 100% sure that my starter is correct, but I'm going to keep going with it. I'm going to put the sourdough in with the parchment paper on and then put my pie sheet over the top, and then I'm going to put it into the oven, which I regretted halfway down, as you can see my face, and then we're going to close the oven. And while I was down in the kitchen, I thought I would show you guys the ground cherries from yesterday. They are looking good. After the sourdough bakes for 30 minutes, mine only baked for 25 as a side note. You take the lid off. My bread looks like a starfish. I'm just realizing. Anyways, and then after another 10 minutes of baking, you take out the entire thing. I wish I had let it bake for 5 more minutes because I think it would have turned out slightly better. You'll see what I mean in just a minute. So you take it out and then you can go ahead and cut it. I cut mine a little bit early. Mary said to flip it over, and if it sounds hollow, then you know that it's done. My sourdough almost sounded hollow, but it wasn't quite hollow sounding. Can you get the butter out of the refrigerator, buddy?
Okay.
wanted to get my husband's opinion, so I'm taking a piece of sourdough over to him so that he can go ahead and give it a taste. I tasted it later, and it has a really good sourdough flavor. It is a little bit undercooked. I'm not sure if that's because I didn't cook it for the extra 5 minutes or what, but hindsight, I will go ahead and try that next time. Right now, it's all just learning, it's all just experimentation and seeing what works and what doesn't work. But all in all, I know this is going to be an absolutely stunning bread once I get it all figured out. Think of it.
I would say this
It's
is
definitely
really
sourdough.
It's just,
It's pretty thick, you know?
I wonder if my thing didn't.
good. Huh? Wow, it's pretty good bread.
It tastes kind of like a little doughy, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. I wonder if it needed to rise a bit more.
Well, the flavor of this bread I think is amazing. I'm not sure if it was the starter or if I should have let the bread rise more, but I'm gonna take this as a win because I can use this next time I make sourdough and go from there. I mean, it's not like I still think it's good, but oh my god, babe,
What?
I'm recording. You just literally just like what are you laughing at?
Sorry, man.
I'm leaving that in my YouTube video. You dirty hamster. Babe, do you think this is on the way to being a good sourdough though?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
honestly, like for first time ever, if it wasn't doughy, it would be like flavor wise good.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, flavor
Yeah,
wise
it's
is
good.
good. You can taste that sour.
Yeah.
So we're onto something. At least what I can take from this experience is that I don't feel afraid to try sourdough. So I'm gonna get into the kitchen. I'm gonna work on my sourdough. I'm gonna look into it more, and I would love any tips that you guys have. Maybe Mary will pop over here and give me a suggestion herself. You never know. How cool would that be? Guys, this bread is so good. I actually finished my entire piece. The flavor is amazing. You can see the little air bubbles in there like it's supposed to have in sourdough. This is so close. I'm sure that it's just user error because every recipe I've ever made from Mary's Nest has been like a home run. So I highly recommend that you check out her video regardless of my sourdough not being perfect. But the flavor was so amazing and the texture was almost there. Thank you guys so much for joining my video. I'm gonna go lay down and I will see you guys on Monday. Bye. Hey guys, it's the next morning, so never mind, not goodbye. I had a friend who just watched the video that I posted, this actual video, so everything from this point forward. Sorry, not this point, everything before this point. And she said that you couldn't hear my voice over the music that I had put on. So I have made it private, and I'm going to show you guys quickly. I thought, I would take it down, make it private, and then repost the video so you guys could hear it and it wasn't annoying. I don't want any of my videos to be annoying or to not be enjoyable to watch. And so I love when you guys give me constructive criticism. I really love that. It helps me to become a better YouTuber, which is my goal, is to become a very good YouTuber. I want people to want to watch my videos. And I don't want you to struggle to watch my videos. So I've made it private, and I'm going to, since I've made it private, I thought I might as well show you guys the bread and what it looks like this morning. And I'm also going to toast up a piece and see what it toasts up like and go from there. I will be making this bread again. Probably you'll see it on Monday. I'm going to give it a go again over the weekend. My stomach's growling because I've already tried the bread again. I just haven't showed you yet. I just wanted to pop on here really quickly and talk for a second. But I will be trying the bread again, probably this weekend, to kind of try and see where I went wrong. I'm glad that I posted this video, even though it's not the best sourdough experience, because I want to post all of the ups and downs, because that helps me to gather information and it helps me to be more knowledgeable later. You know what I mean? Like, I'll be able to help somebody else if their sourdough turns out like this, one day once I figure it out and once I'm able to do it myself. So let's get into the rest of this video. I'll show you guys now what I did with the bread and how it is and what it's looking like and what it's tasting like, etc. So thank you guys so much for your patience, and I hope you have enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys back here on Monday. Okay. The music was, I thought I would show you guys the sourdough this morning because why not, right? I really honestly think it just didn't rise enough. I'm gonna toast this and we're gonna see what it's like as toast. My toaster's really dirty. All right, here's the bread as a piece of toast. Just trying to show you against the wall with a light. You can see the light really well right here. Do you like how I'm holding the butter in my hands? So you can see like the holes and stuff in there, like for the sourdough, and you can see the crust. I just need to figure out what it was that I did wrong. And then it's going to, the flavor is like on point. Mary over at Mary's Nest knows what she's doing. You know what I think it is that she fed her sourdough starter before, like a few hours before that morning, and then she made her sourdough, and I didn't do that. I think that's why mine didn't do its thing. I hate how I always have garden dirt in my nails. Anyways, oop, dripping the butter. Let's try this now. The crust is like unreal. The flavor is unreal. The middle texture is just a little bit off. The crust on this bread and the flavor is unreal, guys. Like, this is a home run recipe. I just need to figure out what I did wrong. But we're gonna be doing another thing of sourdough. I'm gonna feed it this time beforehand, like she said. And that'll be in like next week's video. Sometime next week, we will try this sourdough recipe again. But the recipe is linked down below if you guys wanna give it a go yourself. So I'm gonna try this recipe again next week. Like I said, I'm probably gonna try it today, really, and then I'm probably gonna see it on Monday. I really wanna know what I did because the flavor was so good. The crust was so good. If I can just get that middle texture. I think I either didn't let it rise long enough, or I didn't bake it long enough, or it was the fact that my sourdough starter, I didn't feed it that morning. So I'm gonna go ahead and try to do all of those three things better and then see if we can get ourselves a better bread. But thank you guys so much for coming along on my journey and being here with me in the ups and the downs. It's not a perfect ride, but that's the beauty of life, you know? You get to mess up and you get to learn from that. And as long as you don't let that mess up destroy you and stop you on your path, then it's just gonna make you a better person. It's gonna make you more knowledgeable in the kitchen, or more knowledgeable in the garden, or more knowledgeable in whatever it is that you choose to do. So again, thank you guys so much from the bottom of my heart for joining me here on my channel. I will see you guys on Monday. I hope you have a wonderful weekend, and I'll see you then. Bye.